Hi, I am Kaiser on Two Wheels, and today I'm at Lopsy Lops to test ride the 2019 and brand new Honda CB650R. So, the CB650R. This is not just an upgrade, sorry, getting it out. Hey. This is not just an upgrade of the old CB650. This is nearly a goddamn whole rebuild. Pardon my French. So what do we have new for this bike? We have this wonderful, beautiful front headlamp, which is full LED. Everything here is LED, taillights LED, rear indicators are LED, everything is LED on this bike, even the dashboards. New dashboard. You've got traction control, you've got quick shift, you've got inverted show suspension. Both air intakes are actual air intakes instead of just one being a dummy for symmetrical purposes. It's a serious upgrade. Front to back, you have the normal standard wheels, rear tires a 180 width tire. You have your four-cylinder engine, which Honda stubbornly refuses to go the way all the other dealers did, which is the two-cylinder for these mid-range bikes. They're keeping with their four-cylinder engine with a beautiful, beautiful exhaust. Sorry if I don't bend that much, my knee still hurts quite a lot. You've got this gorgeous exhaust, which looks really nice on this bike. The whole bike looks very tidy, very well put together, very well built. Everything here breathes quality. Really dig this color scheme, a weird matte green. They call it jean green. You have your rear tail lamp, you have this useless thing for your pillion. I hope you have pillion pegs. You do have some very tiny pillion pegs here. You have minimalistic foot pegs with no rubber on them, also for your passenger. And that's just about it. Let's turn it on, hear the noise, and let's go riding. Oh, let me just show you the... I don't know why, but I like showing this. The dash is pretty small. Let's see if it's readable on the way. Turn it on. A four-cylinder is always a four-cylinder. Oh, there's a car here. Let's see how this goes. So here we are. Test track long version. Sorry, not yet used to the clutch, but it does have quick shift. And a four-cylinder roaring is always nice. This is always... Oh, my heart is racing just from this engine note, and this is the stock exhaust. Ah, a four-cylinder is always a four-cylinder. It is always something different. Don't get me wrong, I do love my own two-cylinder thumper, but this does put a smile on my face. Let's overtake this one. It seems very light and nimble, and it's a relatively heavy bike at 212 kilograms. Not very heavy, but it is over 200. Then again, this huge engine at the front, which is the problem with four cylinders, they're very heavy, does add quite a bit to that. But seems pretty balanced, pretty light. The downshifts are awesome because, and I forgot to tell you this, it's got a slippy clutch. And it's a very slippy clutch. You just just release the clutch and not much happens. Vais ultrapassar? Não. Oh, these four-cylinder engines. This is the engine that just keeps on giving. Zoop! That was not very smart, but... Let's see. Oh, I have to be careful about cyclists because it's Saturday. Sunday is bike day, but Saturday should be a bicycle day. So we're coming up to the test track proper. I'm going to do the long version, which is going to Guincho and back. And this engine is, it never has the oomph of a two-cylinder. It does not have that amazing kick in the back that my own two-cylinder does. But it's just smooth, and it just pushes you back and keeps you there literally forever. Slow, slow, evaluate, fine, get the fuck out of my side and go. Quick shift, quick shift. The quick shift is a bit lazy. It does take a bit more than I was expecting. I remember the quick shift on the Tracer 900, which was instant. It was ridiculous even. And the quick shift on the, don't remember which one, but it was a big 1-liter bike, and it was way faster than this one. This does feel like someone is shifting for you, but it works and it is a lot of fun. Oh, it corners very well. It corners so well you don't even notice, which is great. It's just effortless. Yes, I am spanking a brand new bike. That doesn't do them harm. Let's go second. That was a bit harsh and nothing happened, did you see? As soon as it gets high revs, it just goes crazy. That was a bit ham-fisted of me. Oh, this just sounds lovely. Okay, let's let it rest a bit. Let's slow down. Okay, it's ridiculously stable on cornering. It's very intuitive. You don't actually feel like you're cornering all that much. But I did that pretty fast. I'm not sure if you guys can read the instruments because they're very below. But that's the point of a naked bike. You're not supposed to see anything. You're just supposed to be riding like this. It's just you and the roads. That's the feel of a naked bike, which this one does deliver in spades. To see the instruments, you'd have to sit way back like this. And what you guys are seeing is quite likely what I am seeing. For example, I can see just off the corner of my eye that the instruments are somewhere down below, but I can't read it. To read it, I have to do like this. And not only this, but I have to shift my eyes down. I'm just doing this so it appears at the bottom of the helmet. Okay? And they're small, they're out of the way. You might complain that, oh, I can't see the instruments. That's the whole point on these bikes. So it's well done, Honda. But they're a bit too small for my taste. Although they are easy to read, much easier to read than the new Africa Twin ones. Like them quite a lot, actually. You have a rev counter, which you don't need because you can hear and feel the revs. So how you can feel and hear these revs? You just need to look at them once so you see when it's time to shift, when the sound is just right. If you're a bit ham-fisted about it and don't really know, you have your gear indicator in a very prominent place. Looks great. It's a great place to put it, actually. That's brilliant, in the center of the digital rev counter. And then you have your onboard computer, which is a really tiny number you can't really see at the bottom, saying liters to 100, 5.7, total 951 kilometers. Here the suspension is a bit harsh, but then again, this is a terrible, terrible road. But it's not very uncomfortable. It's a good, sporty suspension. It's not a, oh my god, my butt has just been destroyed, sporty suspension. I'll call this city sports. The only thing about a 4-cylinder like this is that it then gets a bit hard to ride like at these rates, because at these revs you don't really have power, and so you feel like I have to shift down, but then when you shift down it gets a bit too jolty like this, so it's hard to be smooth. Some of the competition does this low speed engine thing better, but it's just a minor gripe. This is just me nitpicking a bit, okay? Once you get used to it, you won't even feel, and you'll come here and on the comments and say I am an idiot. Listen, I get it, you like your bicycle, but please don't ride in the middle of the road. Brakes. Oh, it's got emergency lights when you brake hard. That was awesome. That is super awesome. Are you watching that? Okay. Wildlife looking outside. Oh, the slippy clutch makes blipping on downshift just so easy, and this is a very tricky corner. I always get it wrong. On this one I got it perfectly right. Oh, I love this sound, I really do. This sound makes me want to sing along. I really do want to go and I love it. Oh God, I've missed this sound. Come back, XJ6, you are forgiven. Oh, sorry about that. But this is a orgasmic sound, and this is just a stock exhaust. Stick something else in here, and oh yeah, baby! Oh, I love it. You know what? I've always had the feeling that Honda makes excellent bikes, but they're always a bit less, I don't know, less fun. They're like unsalted, you know? Very good, very healthy, very good for you, but they lack a bit of spice. They lack a bit of fun. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. It's a mix of the engine being this great thing that just pushes you back and keeps on giving, and just this wonderful sound which is tuned to perfection, and it just being easy and safe, so you can just do it. You don't have to be managing power and managing cornering. You just go and have fun. That's the whole point. That's why it's so much fun, because it's a go bike. It's not a let's see if I can do this, this might be a bad idea, brakes early because no, it's just let's go. Holy crap, I have loved it.